and there's about 2 lengths between them.
If you looked at the race from here, Stan, you'd think there'd be no dramas further up the course.
Okay.
Because that looks, as you say, very settled. They look in their own stations and they look really quite...
Well, relentless is, I think, the racing, and we've now turned our cameras to the next race, which is, I think, changing events.
Back to the senior double sculls, yes. One of my favourite boats to watch, actually. I really enjoy watching good double sculls race. And I've just come down from the start and followed the Edinburgh and Leander race, which was a cracking start. If you've been up there, you probably saw it on the cameras.
Yes, indeed. It was a really good race to watch. So here we've got, in this first heat of the senior double sculls, we've got Exeter University, Eleanor Hayes and Oluwaseun Olusanya, and I apologise if I got that slightly wrong, and Reading Rowing Club, Zoe Taylor and Laura Merridew and Zoe Taylor from Reading on the far side. They've been going, what, minute and a half? How are they doing?
It's Reading on the far side leading Exeter University on this side. Both colours seem to have settled into their nice rhythm and nice routine there, and just doing very nicely. I think Reading they've got themselves in front and they're just doing enough to stay in front. Nice rhythm there. It looks quite relaxed, actually. Just moving together, just settling in, just getting the blades in together and just levering the boat past these blades. That looks really nice, Stan.
Well, one might suppose if they're at the senior level that there should be a degree of competence. It's interesting to notice the difference in the aggression in the sculling between on the far side when you're in the lead, and you can see that the Reading scullers, I think I'm from the GB Start programme there at Reading, they're sculling in a very relaxed and long and loose way, whereas on this side the Exeter University girls seem to be far more aggressive in the way that they're sculling.
Well, you can't relax if you're in that sort of position, if you're following what looks like a very sort of competent and, as you said, relaxed double scull, but you can't relax if you're trailing them. You really have to get back in touch and really work hard. So you can't have that level of relaxation. You really have to be attacking every stroke.
Well, they're coming thick and fast, and the next race is on the start. This is another heat of the senior double sculls.
Oh, yes, sorry. York University against Guildford Rowing Club, and watching the time trials this morning, these ladies have come through the time trials. So we should have really good races, and it's this side who seem to have the benefit, the York University crew. In fact, I've been corrected in that in the past. It's the University of York.
They're actually a composite crew with Minerva Bath, Fayley Bailey and Steph Clutterbuck. Now, there's two names to play with.
Indeed it is. But the composite, they must have trained together at some stage. They're looking very neat and tidy. Guildford on the far side, I think they're maybe starting to come back on them.
And Jackie Johnson and Annika Gleichman. Guildford are a great centre for adaptive rowing, and I think have one of the shortest stretches of water to row on. Their stretch is just under 800 metres, just on the outskirts of Guildford. So I suspect if you scull or row for Guildford, you're very good at spinning the boat round.
Yes, but it's still the York composite, York and Minerva Bath, leading Guildford as they now come off the island. That probably looks like about a length, maybe, or 2/3 of a length.
Yeah, sculling nice and strongly at 35s. And on the far side, Guildford underrating them a little bit. Guildford only at 33s. But yes, they certainly will have been out quite a lot together, because that is really very nicely together, isn't it?
Look at those bodies, look at those arms.
That's splendid. Just what we call hanging there, just after the entry. Absolutely. Hang and push. Hang and push. How lovely is that? How lovely is that? Whoever's coaching them, take a round of applause. That's lovely.
You have to buy you a pint later, son. That must be something else. That is, it's a nice double. It's not taking anything away from Guildford. They're doing very nicely too. It's just they don't seem to have the same efficiency of the York composite.
I suspect there is an experience differential between these two doubles. Sculling One of the things I love quoting is back in the 1950s and 60s, the world sculling champion was a very small Russian man called Valery Ivanov. And he used to scull 10k to school and scull 10k home. And when he retired, he was nearly 40. And he said he was really upset to be retired because he was just learning what sculling was all about. And really what I'm saying is I think what we have here is we have 4 young ladies who are all fit and all scull well, but the experience and the improved technique from that extra year or so really begins to tell. It may only be 2 lengths, but actually 2 inches is sufficient on the finish line.
Absolutely. It's. I think you're right there, Stan. It does look like an experience differential. But look at them come towards us. It's still a very nice composite, that York Bath, Minerva Bath. Really...
Yeah, they've taken their rate
really
down
nice
now.
sense.
They're also rated at 33s. So both doubles now at 33, but I don't think they're in flat out in top gear. I think they'll looking for the next round when maybe they'll have to...
To get to the very end, there's a lot of racing to be done. So, as you say, I think they will do enough to get into the next round. And
So as they go down to the finish, I think we're going on to the next one.
which is another heat of senior double sculls between... Oh, there were 3 Nottingham Rowing Club doubles in this event, and this is one of them, the Townsend double from Nottingham on the Bark side and University of London on the Bucks side. They're just sitting on the start just now under starters' orders, just getting their course aligned.
Well, that's fascinating. Here we are. Yes, Joanna Johnson and Christina Townsend from Nottingham, and from the University of London, Lottie Bruce and Emma Ricer.
And that's just starters, really good starts from both
See if
these
I can
doubles
pick
there.
up some of the higher
I
rates.
think it's possibly the University of London just whipping those arms round a wee bit faster, just taking that slight advantage on the start there. Higher rating.
University of London at 41 and 38 to Nottingham.
They still look quite close together in the middle of the river there. No, it's separating apart. It's just the angle there.
It's interesting. The umpire warning on the far side, the University of London, believing that they're out of their station. I noticed Nottingham, as we look down, getting very close to the booms. Very, very close to the booms.
They've stopped. Look at the blade. They've caught a crab. Oh, that is just... Oh, Nottingham. They've caught... just you'd say they may have hit one of the boys there, but the blade is way up in the air. They've lost it. That is... tragic.
And they've stopped completely.
They can't get that blade back. It's been whipped underneath the boat. Hard one to recover from after such a good start there. That's tragic.
However, one of the tough things about our sport is that you abide by your mistakes and...
just get on with it. Put it down to learning experience. I think perhaps they'll stay further away from the booms next time.
Yes, but 10 months training, 1 mistake,
Well,
and that's your lot.
That's it, It happens. It happens in racing, especially side-by-side racing. There's no second chance saloons.
The most famous thing I've ever done in rowing was jumping out of the boat halfway through the tideway head when I broke my equipment. Nobody ever remembers anything I did racing. People still come up to me and remind me of when I jumped out of the boat because, and the crew, the thing that upset me was they overtook a couple of crews after I jumped out.
Stan, you're a man for stories. I just love your stories. I could listen to your stories all day. And it's,
Back to this race then. So here we have a race that's just about finished. Anyway, Carol, we now perhaps have an opportunity to welcome you properly. I've been joined by Carol Wallace. Carol, you come an awful long way to come and join us here. You've been in the launches earlier on today.
That is my favourite job.
And your home club is?
Aberdeen.
Wow. Is this a little warmer than Aberdeen?
Yes, always a bit warmer than Aberdeen, but Aberdeen's... People tell me it's one of the coldest places on the planet. I don't think it's one of the coldest, but it's certainly up there.
Well, welcome back. I know you've been
Thanks for the welcome, Stan.
You've been coming here for a goodly number of years, and one of the things that we have is the bunch of people who commentate at regattas is actually quite a small group of people, and Carol joined the team many years ago. Maybe
Not that many.
Well,
no, not that many.
compared to me, it's many years ago. Anyway, we've got another race lining up on the stake boats, which I believe we're bound to go to because University of London will scull through to the finish, and Nottingham will scull in behind it. But we've got another race ready to go, I think, which is the last heat of senior double sculls.
And another Nottingham double. And I think in this Nottingham double there's an ex-Aberdeen girl, which is making it very sweet to be here. Crew 62. No, 68.
Samantha Dartnell and Kerrin Meston.
Kerrin Meston is from Aberdeen.
She's been rowing for a number of years.
She has been, she's probably still under 23, I think.
Wow.
Rowing a few times, not as a junior, took it up as an adult, and moved down to Nottingham to, just manage to get more time on the water. And certainly she was at the Scotch Champs last weekend and made it into the A final. I think the A final, maybe the B final. Certainly has improved her sculling an awful lot since moving down south, and that was only about 3 or 4 months ago.
Wow, well, they're up against Georgina Grantfield and Sophie Reynolds from Agecroft.
No, I saw the... God, look at that
There's
steering again.
another dodgy...
Oh, good grief.
Wow. So that was Nottingham. That was Nottingham going well off station, right over to the far side.
Just, yeah. And I think when you have a little incident like that early on in your race, it doesn't put you in the best frame of mind for... gosh, look at the steering again.
They're doing it again.
It's just somebody's stronger on one side than the other.
They clearly are. I mean, they can't have been together for more than 3 or 4 months for obvious reasons. But it's... both doubles from this angle look like they're steering towards the centre of the river and the booms on the far
Well, I
side.
thought they were heading towards Buckinghamshire myself, but it's interesting. That is very interesting. Look pretty much level from here, though. They've both got over those little hiccups early on, but
I think Agecroft on the far side have sneaked a little bit of a lead.
Oh yes.
I think Agecroft may have slipped about a length, but one of the things you can be sure of if you steer off the centre line is you're going further than your opponents. So even if you're going at the same speed, you're going to be losing ground on them.
From this angle now, I think it's Agecroft, maybe half a length or so in front. This is a great way to watch racing. It's some phenomenal views. I don't know what you're seeing on your screens out there. Oh, this is close. There's
Both
a canvas, maybe?
Both doubles at 35 strokes to the minute, and as you say, Cara, about half a length in it by the look of it. Slight bit of dirty water on the finish there from Nottingham. Agecroft on the far side, just a little bit tidier maybe on this blade work.
Definitely tidier on the blade work, if you yes, as you say.
And that will that later on in the race that may have an impact in terms of fatigue, I would have thought. And there we can see Agecroft.
A lovely view. That is stunning. Look at that.
That's the view from our drone camera up above, and both doubles still sculling at 35 and still very little in it. What is there, 6 foot?
A metre and a half maybe in new money?
Yes, indeed. Yes, and by showing my age there.
We have to think of the youngsters who don't work in foot and inches. And
no, you're absolutely right.
Think about that. But still, good race coming on as they come down into the enclosures there. Very little in it whatsoever.
Well, it's impossible from this angle to absolutely separate him. This is the fixed camera that's on the bank, actually just opposite where we're sitting here. And one of the big challenges when you're trying to talk about rowing races, which happen on flat water, is what we call the impact of parallax and colour, which means the brighter coloured crew always looks like they're in front of the less brighter coloured crew. So here, Agecroft with those distinctive yellow vests underneath their red one pieces, but actually I don't think there's very much in this.
no, looking at where they went through the booms, that is very, very close.
We'll get a look at them with the naked eye.
Oh, look at that, half a length.
Half a
length.
Half a
Goodness
length to
me,
Agecroft.
That is so close, though.
And it looks like Nottingham have tidied up their scull work a little bit too. I can't see any spray from the Nottingham sculls now. They
Just a bit of a lazy finish there on Stroke Girls' stroke side blade.
But they're both still sculling at 35. Actually, both still sculling at 35 and a half, if I'm precise.
That is just a fantastic race. That would be really good to follow that race. Still very little in it, Stan. Half a length over that sort of distance.
Well, come on
towards
then.
the
Is your
finish.
money on Nottingham or Agecroft? Time to put your marker down.
I have to support my home club, Lassie.
Nottingham. Okay. Well, I'll go for Agecroft then, and we've got about a minute and a half to scull.
Yeah.
I do have the advantage that we've had our noses in front all the way down the course. Agecroft now taken their rate up to 36.
I think they just want to get rid of the Nottingham double.
Nottingham up to 36 and a half, so they're answering that. But are they making any progress?
Just very hard to tell. This is very hard to tell. I think Agecroft just want to get rid of them, so they've got a bit of a comfort zone heading into the finish. Nottingham think, well, I can't let them get it that far away. I'll just stick with them.
Interestingly enough, Agecroft's rate has gone down to 34, and Nottingham now look like they're going back on them. Nottingham looking like they're going really right back on them.
This is really cracking race, this.
Agecroft can't get their rate up. Agecroft only at 34, Nottingham now up to 37. We're coming down now towards the last few strokes. We must be opposite the enclosure at the finish. This is the last heat of the senior double sculls, the first round.
That's very hard.
And it's still very close indeed. We can't only see the one crew at the moment. Perhaps the camera can spin back a bit so we can see both of them. Maybe Agecroft had just found something and squeezed out.
I think Agecroft
They had a
have
very
it.
bad patch. Agecroft now back up to 36, and I think they've just found a little bit extra in their legs and just managed to squeeze away. They let Nottingham come right back, and then just as Nottingham thought they were level, they shut the door.
That's it.